Hey guys, and welcome back. So in today's video I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing this Terramaster D5300C. This is a 5-bay RAID enclosure which supports RAID 01 single exclusive 2 and 3 RAID mode hard drives. This is the diskless, so it does not come with any discs. Alright, so right here we do have our 5-bay. We finally got it in. This does use a USB 3.1. It supports RAID. So this is the Terramaster Data Storage Master. So this one here does take 3.5 SATA hard drives as well as 2.5. This does do RAID, and it does not have any discs. So let's go ahead and dive into this box and see what we do get with this set. So this is a beautiful enclosure. So it has an aluminum enclosure, solid, and it's reliable. You can see that this is the silver. So right here is the accessory box. And in this side, this box, you can see you do have your screws to mount your hard drives in there. You do have your power plug. And you also get your USB to Type-C cable. So the Type-C goes into the back of this box, and you do have a USB to the back of your computer. You have some little extra screw holders. You've got some stickers for your RAIDs. You got a user manual, guide. This one here is your registration card. You can register this for extra warranty. Here's another documentation here about how to mount the SD cards. This is to mount the 3.5, and then this one here is to mount the 2.5. So it does take both versions. Here is the user manual. This tells you how to set it up, how to change the RAID. So now let's pull this one out. It's not too big, but it's not too small. As you can see, it does have 5-bay. And on the very back, you have your 2 fans. And then you have your RAID devices here. And then you have your power plug and you have your Type-C. So if you want to set up your RAID, it will let you show how to set that up. And here is your fans. So the Smart Fans SUPERSPEED USB 3.0 with a UASP. It is universal compatibility. It's perfect for 2.5 and 3.5 inch hard drives and SSD, up to 18 terabytes as it says, but I am running 20 terabytes per each storage. So as far as I know, it does work with a 20 terabyte. There are no drives that are included. So this is how to set the RAD. And then here is your power button, and then your discs right here. So whatever one you put in there, they'll start flashing. So to open this up, you'll just need to pop this up right here, and it'll release. And then you'll have to remove these sides, especially if you're going to use a 3.5. A 2.5 you don't need to. Removing those for the 3.5, so it gives it a more expandability to remove it. And it just pops in there just like that. This is a powerful hardware RAID, supports RAID 0, 1, and a single disc for HDDs, and in tray 1 and 2, individual discs for HDs in 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to pop this one out. I am going to take my hard drives. So in here is where they would connect to the enclosure. I did purchase 2 20 terabytes of storage, and I also purchased another 2 set of 20 terabytes, so a total of 80 terabytes. So this is my 20 terabytes. I do have 2, and I got 2 more coming in. So these are super easy. All you got to do is slide them in. You make sure you pop those out, because you can see how it's a little wide. So once you pop those out, it will give you more leeway to push those in. So you can see it pops out just like this. And they have little screws right here on the side. You do not put your screws in there, especially if you're using a 3.5. You want to do that on the bottom. So with those popped out, you just push them in there. And you can see that it's popped in. And then once you get those in, you will go and take the sides and put them back in. And then you would screw, on this situation, you would screw it at the bottom of the hard drive themselves. You do get an extra 2 rubbers for the side. You only get 2, so if any one of these break off, you can just replace it. You do get your screws. They do not go in here. This is where the little side part goes into those. So the screws you will actually use at the bottom. So you can see they have like these little screws at the top of this thing right here. Those are what goes right here on this side to close it up. You'll just pop that right in there. Do on the other side, and you can see that right here I screwed it from the bottom. You got 2 on top and then 1 on the bottom to screw it right in place so it does not move. You'll take and make sure you put it in here gently. They're super easy to slide in. Just make sure you line it up. It'll slide right in there and it'll pop right in. So now I'm going to grab this second one for my second hard drive. Again, you're going to use the screws for the bottom. Pop out the side if you're using a 3.5 hard drive. When inserting this, make sure you have it on the right way, so the white part of the face should be facing up. The green facing should be face down, just like this. So again, you're going to put your 2 screws at the top, 1 at the bottom. Make sure that the pins are facing outwards. Put on these sides. The arrows should be facing down on both sides. Should pop in there just like that with no pressure. Just push it. It'll pop right in there. Again, do the same thing on the other side. Making sure you have the arrow pointing down to the pins. Push that right in there. You can see right here you'd put your screws in here. Again, another one at the bottom. So you'll place 3 screws at the bottom. Once you have finished that, go ahead and slide it back into the enclosure. And it does have a clip here at the top, so whenever you push that down it clips. So right here you can see the little clip right there popping up. That will go and clip into this part right here of the enclosure, making sure that it doesn't slide out. I do recommend taking extra care of these fronts because they are plastic. It is not metal like the side of the whole enclosure. So this is a D5300C. So what I'm going to do is show you the back of it. So now this is a power cord. We're going to plug it into the power port. That should start the fans. So then you'll see once you push the button right here, you'll see the power button light will be turned green. And then once you have your hard drives in and it recognizes it, the drives that you just put the hard drives in will start flashing green. So right now I have not started setting it up yet, so I need to have it connected to my computer. So now I'm going to take the Type-C to USB, and I'm going to plug it into the back of this enclosure, which here's the Type-C. And on the other side is a USB. Unfortunately, my computer does not use USB. It's only a Type-C, so I have to have an adapter, which I do have. So this is the Type-C. I'm going to put it in my adapter so it'll fit into my computer because my computer only uses Type-C. So I'm just going to plug it right in here. And then I'm going to get a notification on my MacBook stating that I have an accessory that has been attached. You can see the hard drive 1 and 2 are green. There's drives in those ones. The other 3, they are blacked out because there's nothing in there. So it says add an accessory. I'm going to add the accessory. And it says you can exit, ignore, or you can initialize. I'm going to initialize because I need to reformat these as these are brand new drives. So I'm going to initialize. I'm going to go and click on the drives, which are right here on my left side. There is 2 of them in this enclosure, so they show up as separate drives. One is 20 terabyte, the other one's 20 terabyte. So I'm going to go in here on each one of these ones, and I'm going to erase each hard drive because we're going to start it out new. And because I use a Mac on this, I am going to set it to OS Journal. So if you're using a Windows or a Linux, you'll have to set it to your settings. So right here, this disk 1, I've changed it to disk 1. So I'm going back in there into my hard drive. I'm going to click on storage. Now I need to go up to all storages. So now you can see that they have been completely restored to brand new, and I did set them to fit the Mac because I do run Mac. And this one says 6 terabyte of 20. All hard drives have a little bit on it for the system. So I'm going to go ahead and click done. So once I clicked done, these are all ready to use. So in fact, I use these for my Plex server. So right here, like I said, it does have 5 bay. You can get them in 2 bay, 4 bay, or 5 bay. So this, I'm only using the first 2. I'm waiting for my other 2 to come in to fill those ones up. If you're looking for a nice enclosure that holds up to 20 terabytes external hard drive for each bay, I would highly recommend checking this one out. It's super nice and it is easy to put in your hard drive. There's no tools needed other than the screws to put your hard drive into the enclosure slots. I would definitely recommend checking this one out.